Lions. Today we're going to be learning a strategy that's going to help you with your reading comprehension, you to better understand the things that you're reading in class. We know that we don't just read things in reading class. We do a lot of reading in science and social studies and even in math when we're pulling apart word problems. So this strategy is called the Fab Four. You can see up here I've got this titled the Fab Four. Now you should either print out a copy of this to put in your social studies notebook, or you can just write it in. I've glued mine into my notebook. You can choose to do that, or like I said, just write it in. So the Fab Four questioning is exactly what it sounds like. It gives you 4 different things that you need to be doing when you're reading. The first is predicting. Obviously, we want to do this before we're reading. So before we read our article today, we want to make some predictions about it. So I'm going to take the article, and I'm just going to start looking over the titles, the subtitles, anything that's bold. I'm noticing it says A Strange Man in a Strange World. If I keep going, I see pirates, I see disasters, I see a big title of The Trouble with LaSalle. From friends to foes. I know foes are enemies, so that's not a good thing. And then, did LaSalle do anything right? So I'm getting a kind of a negative vibe about LaSalle. And so what you're going to want to do when you're predicting is predict what the article is going to be about. And then you want to just write a sentence or so. So if I flip to my next empty page in my notebook, I can then start to write, okay, for predict, maybe I'm going to predict that this is going to tell me about a lot of the difficulties that LaSalle faced. And I'm going to start that with the sentence stem, I predict that this article will be about LaSalle's difficulties. Didn't sound too positive, did it? Now you can make some other predictions also as you go along. Now, then the 2 things that you want to do while you're reading. So this is before you read. This questioning and clarifying you're going to want to do while you read. And of course the questioning, you can use the 5 W's, the who, what, when, where, why. Of course you can also ask how. The trick here though is that you want to make sure that the questions that you ask are from or related to the article so that you can try to answer those. Otherwise, you're going to have to do a little bit of extra research on your own to try to find the answer to those questions. So some of the questions that you could have as you were reading might be exactly one of these. Who controlled the New World? Or what was the New World? You could ask questions like, how did LaSalle's personality affect his ability to lead the men that he was in charge of? Things like that. And we're going to do that while we're reading. Clarifying is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to try to, anything that you were unsure of, if you come across a word you don't know, or if you come across an idea that you're unsure what it means, you're going to write those down, or you're going to write down, I didn't understand, some of the words I didn't know are, etc., etc. And if they are words that you don't know, I want you to underline those in the article if you've printed it out. If not, just write them down and then make sure you go back and actually look up what those words mean. It will help you to understand what you're reading better. If you have words that you don't know what they mean and you just keep reading over them, it's going to make it difficult for you to understand what the article is actually about. And lastly, we're going to summarize. Now this kind of summarizing is going to be different than the summarizing that we do when we're reading books, because this is an article. And what we're going to aim to do is get just one sentence that tells us what the article was about. And you'll just write that down. This article was about, and then you'll tell me whatever it was. All of this you're going to do today when you read LaSalle, A Strange Man in a Strange World. That's just this part of the article. You don't need to do anything with the rest of the article. We're going to be doing different activities with the rest of the article throughout the week. So you're just going to want to use the Fab4 for this section right here. And as you do those things, you can just write them on the next page in your social studies notebooks. So you might have a predict, and then we have our questions, and I would just list those out here, my clarify, and then whatever I'm clarifying, and then last but not least, my one sentence summary of what the article was about. All right, guys, I hope y'all have had a great day. As always, if you have any questions or need any kind of help, reach out to your teacher. We're here for you.